Hi and welcome to the Cult TV Sofa. This is the 6th episode of my festive reaction to The Box of Delights. Last time we saw Kay had snuck into the theological college that Abner runs. He heard how much Abner wanted the box. Later, Kay went into the box to speak to Herne the Hunter. He intended to go back in time to find the original owner of the box, Arnold of Tody. To help him go into the past and return, only a part of Kay went back. He did find Arnold, but I think he'd gone a little bit crazy from being on his own for so long. He didn't want the box back and used his magic to attack Kay, who was thankfully woken up back at home and saved. Returning to the college, Kay discovers that Abner has the bishop and a number of choir boys captured in the cellar. Whilst Abner is counting all of his jewels, a shrunken Kay gets locked in the chest, and he discovers he dropped the box outside, trapping him. Charles, Joe and Abner's wife seem to be abandoning Abner, and they go to take his jewels, unknowingly throwing Kay to the floor unconscious as they do so. And that's how it was left. So let's see what happens in this final episode. I'm going to put any relevant trivia that I find over here, and at the end of the reaction I'll be discussing what happened and my thoughts about it. And I'm going to start it in 3, 2, 1.
And still no sign of that dratted Pouncer.
She's been there.
She has missed her chance.
Nope. She's taken all your money and jewels. Oop, that could have gone a bit nasty. It's an impressive looking room.
Command me, Master. Your agents have captured every clergyman attached to the cathedral.
Does all go well?
No. You should have begun much later in the day. You have given them time.
So just pausing a second. So he seems to be talking about not the box, more stopping the service, because he took the clergy early in the day, giving them now time to try and get replacements in so everything can carry on, whereas this head, whoever that is, whatever that is saying should have done it a bit later on, because then it would have been too late. Sorry, should have taken the clergy later on, because then it would have been too late to get in replacements. So this is completely separate from his taking of the box, it seems. He seems to have an agenda of stopping the service, because it's the 1000th service. Don't know why. And what is this head? It seems to be, don't know, seems to be all-seeing. And we had that boy earlier as well who seemed to have be a seer and be able to see things as well. So it's weird he's got multiple seers, for want of a better word. So yeah.
Then I shall stop them getting to Tatchester. Appear!
So he's calling demons basically to stop things.
Animus!
I remember watching this originally, this bit, and I remember it scared me quite a lot. Don't know why, look at it now.
Open its strings and fill the countryside with a blizzard of snow.
You cannot take life.
Don't tell me what to do!
Why can't he? So is the head basically good and being used? And the head said you can't take life.
Learn respect. Am I to have the box of delights today?
You have it under your hand.
The same words as the boy, the green boy.
Somebody there?
telling him where the box is. Oh. He's leaving him upside down. Kay can't really do anything to help. Okay. So it looks like Abner does have magic. He's able to call upon demons. He had something in a bag that he said would create snow. So he does have magical powers. But he also seems to be a user. He's using that head, which and that waterfall boy to help him do things. But it looks like both of them are not bad. They're being used. They're being forced to help Abner because they've both taken the opportunity to. The waterfall boy just cheekily said, "The box will be under your hand by the end of the day." Abner assumed that meant he'd have possession of it. He literally meant it will be under your hand because Kay had it, so he just shrunk down. And the head repeated it, but the head went one step further and actively helped Kay find the box so he could escape. So, yeah, it's obviously we don't know the origin of the head or the boy or anything like that, but yeah, it seems a bit sad that they're being used like that. Okay, so Joe has set them all. They've all set them free, but it was Joe who set them all free. That's the bishop and the choir boys, but there's still clergy, Peter, Caroline, Louisa trapped somewhere. He's carrying that case, but it's a chest. It's an empty chest because they have all the jewels. You've really got to learn to hold on to that box. You seriously have one thing that's vitally important. You keep dropping it. They're the ones who've been doing all the kidnapping, though. Charles and Joe. I mean, we literally saw him kidnap Mariah at the very least. They were hunting down Kay and the other children with a gun and rope with intention of tying them up. And now they're doing the dirty on Abner, stealing all his jewels, and yes, they're setting them free, but they're the ones who put them there in the first place. And it's kind of like they're absolving themselves of all the problems because they're setting them free, but no, that'll help mitigate any charges. It might, it'll certainly be in their favour that they set them free, but they're still guilty of all the crimes they've done.
I will sell you the box of delights in exchange for your elixir of life.
No, because you're a greedy scoundrel, unfit to have long life.
I wonder if he does have an elixir, or what is it? Does he have actually a liquid that he has to drink, or...?
The whole of Chester's Missionary College, so called, will explode into flames. The cellars and dungeons will flood with water.
So a scorched earth policy.
The waterfall has taken some of the impudence out of you. I made it run faster and fiercer into your face, and if you don't tell the gentleman what you told me,
No wonder everyone's rebelling against him.
the box of delights by midnight tonight.
No.
No, you shan't. I said you'd have it under your hand. And you've had it under your hand. You had it under your hand today and you didn't know.
Twice.
You can peck me under the waterfall or melt me in the fire. Yet I will never tell you another thing.
So he's frozen time and restoring him.
I've been set free!
So that boy, he knew that by telling him, saying to him that he was not going to help him anymore, he was basically, that was probably a death sentence for him. But it sounds like he was kind of like the end of his tether. He'd, he's obviously been through a lot. We can see that obviously Cole restored him to what he should look like. That's what I assume being under the waterfall has done to him for a long period of time. But yeah, so Cole saved him basically and released him. But again, it's another creature, or I don't know what he is, but that boy that was under the waterfall was being used by Habner. So he's very much a user of people, magical creatures, whatever.
But I shall have my revenge. There's a great head of water on the lake, and it's coming just for you!
That's a horrible way to go. Being trapped in a room like that, being filled with water.
All the exits to this place are now guarded by the police.
Oh. Now how does Cole Horners know that?
Sleep well, old man!
Does he know it because...
If you can!
Does he know it because he could hear the police arriving, which I doubt, or that because he knew the police were going to arrive, which is what I think is more likely, because he knew, I think, everything that was going to happen from the start. He knew, including what's going to happen now. It seems to be a setup from the start, so that everything would be resolved and resolved properly. But yeah, let's see.
Well done, Master Harker. I wouldn't keep that size if I were you.
Mr. Hornings, I've lost your box!
Oh, blimey. That's a bit dark.
Come in here.
That's quite a good effect. Got the angles very well set up.
Inside you may find a broken off bit of lead and a crumpled ticket or something.
He knows that's in there.
And let me guide your hand.
Well, not really guiding his hand, he's doing all the work for him. Keys. That's pretty powerful magic.
That's the best drawing I've ever done.
You didn't do it!
Now perhaps we'd better be showing off.
Two keys. One for the handcuffs, one for the door. God, imagine if they weren't saved. That's just a horrible thing to see all the water building up.
The box! The box of delights! I'll get it!
That was lucky.
Hooray!
That was another good effect. They're really good effects, the ones where he's shrunk and he grows big. Really well done.
Peter, thank you! Mr. Horning!
Wonder where this was filmed. Looks like it's a real house or something, or a real building. And they filled it with water.
I say, Kay, not before time.
So there's clergymen as well, aren't there? Could have done that earlier. If he's that powerful, surely he could have magicked himself out.
Come along, Your Grace!
Okay, so where they are now, it looks like it's some kind of underground river, because the water level and where they all are, it's designed for water. So he's using his magic for the boat to go up over.
Did you really think to tickle me?
He has nothing. No jewels, no money, no box. He's destroyed the building. And he's wet. Is he drowned? We know he can swim. We saw him swim.
Light there by the jetty.
There's a lot of smoke.
The chief here thought there must be something in Master Harker's story after all, the way he stuck to it.
Inspector, what's the time?
Well, it must be nearly 12:15 midnight. And I know what you're thinking, but there's been such a snowstorm and the drifts are 10 feet high between Tatchester and here.
11:15. Yeah, but midnight service normally starts about 11:30. Bizarrely, used to the church I used to go to anyway a long time ago, because it takes time to. The service starts and it carries on to the next day, to Christmas Day.
Tell everyone. Link hands. Link hands. Let's just go swift. Link hands.
Oh, Master K, one little box and so many people.
He's done it with 2 people.
And let us go swift. Hold on, Caroline Louisa.
Good heavens! I wonder how the bishop would justify this in his head. Is this a miracle?
Hold tight, boys.
Too many.
This is handy.
It's an understatement. Again, I remember when I was little watching this, and it was, the bad guys lost and the good guys winning.
But what's wrong here? Some villain's been fiddling. Oh, I shall do it, Your Grace. I've another 10 minutes. You shall have your lights.
Hope so.
My dad used to be a church warden at our local church, and I used to help sometimes. It takes a while to get all this set up, not just a few minutes. Especially for a big event like this. And even if it did start at 12 o'clock, you don't have everyone arriving at 12 o'clock. That's what time it starts. You fix the lights.
Wake up! You're home for the holidays.
So it was all a dream. Or was it? Okay. Well, I really enjoyed it. It's obviously different watching it as an adult. Yeah, I can call myself an adult. Compared to watching it as a child. And it's different to watching it now compared to watching it then when it was originally broadcast, so 1984, 83. Different time. It was a different time to watch it. And as I said, different age, so I remember being scared by this, being happy at the end. I have memories of the one episode where they were in the larder with all the food. That was something that always jumped out at me. I always remembered that. And whenever I see sort of period pieces like this from the children in the 30s, and there's often scenes with them all eating sausage rolls and things and big meals like that. And I always think of this. But yeah, it was a really good show. Really enjoyed rewatching it. I haven't rewatched it since the first time, since back then. It was just one of those shows that stuck in my head, and I knew when I started doing the reactions that I wanted to watch this at Christmas time. I've actually got the DVD box set, although this is available on BritBox at the moment in the UK at least. But I've had the DVD for years and years, and I kind of always knew I wanted to do something like this, so I kind of held on to it, as I have done with lots of my DVDs, in the hope that one day I'll watch them like this. But no, it's a really good story. If I remember rightly, I think I read a little bit that there's obviously a lot more in the book compared to the TV series. I think there was a lot of stuff that they just couldn't do because of the scale of the book, special effects wise. This was one of the most expensive shows. Well, it was the most expensive children's show made at the time. So yeah, I think it was just cost issues. Part of me wants to actually read the book. I'd be interested to. I do think there are a few gaps in the story, so it would be nice to know the whole thing. I mean, did Abner die at the end? He fell into the water. It looks like he went under the water, and we assume he died, but we know he can swim. I don't see a reason why he would have died unless he just gave up. He'd lost everything. So was that kind of like the end for him? Who knows? But yeah, let me know what you thought about it. Do you have any memories of watching this when you were younger? And I'll take the opportunity now to wish you all a happy holiday. Let's hope next year is a bit better than this year. I think everyone would agree it's not been the greatest year, 2020. So I will see you for the next video, whatever that may be. Be seeing you.